here for the worst kind of tragedy we've seen across the country, and we hoped and prayed it would never come to Oakland County.
New information just in at 11 about the tragedy at Oxford High School on the east side of our state. 3 students killed today, and tonight we know that 3 more are critically hurt. We've also learned that the gun used was purchased just days ago. Thank you for joining us on News 8 at 11. I'm Brian Sterling. We do want to get right to the latest developments within the last hour. The death toll remains at 3 tonight. We have learned that 3 more students are in critical condition, including 1 who is on a ventilator. And other students also in serious condition. 3 have been stabilized. A 47-year-old teacher who was shot has been released from the hospital. We're also learning some new information about the suspect. He is a 15-year-old sophomore at Oxford High School. The sheriff says the shooter used a gun purchased by his father just 4 days ago on Black Friday. The suspect and his family have hired an attorney, and they are not talking with investigators. Police say that they are aware in recent days the alleged shooter posted pictures on social media using the weapon.
It's my understanding, again, that this was a recent weapon purchase, that he had been shooting with it and had posted pictures of a target and the weapon. That's all part of what's being looked at. We're going to do a deep dive on the social media and all the activities of this young man.
Sheriff Bouchard also said that deputies did not wait outside when they arrived at Oxford High School. They stormed the building, and he says that saved lives.
After other school shootings around the country, you saw in some scenarios where the officers or deputies didn't go in. They staged or they waited outside. After some of those scenarios were observed, I made it very clear to our staff, if they get there first, their job is to go in and neutralize the threat. If I get there first, I'm going in. If we get there together, we're both going in. There will be no staging. And I'm proud to say that's exactly what happened today. They went in and searched out the threat. They went to the gunshots.
Tonight, the community of Oxford is coming together to remember the lives lost and to pray for those battling in the hospital. News 8's Kyle Mitchell has been in Oxford all evening long, and he's been live giving us updates. Kyle.
Brian, this is the closest we've been able to get to the school. You can see police have the entrances blocked off. Earlier tonight, the community held a vigil at a nearby church to remember the lives lost. A community in mourning.
I've seen when someone hurts, just about all of Oxford hurts.
Grieving the loss of 3 students taken by violence and the 8 other people injured.
One of my children in the church was one of the victims that had been shot.
The pastor of the Lake Point Community Church says he was still processing the tragedy that stunned the community.
You always hear it at someone else's community. And so when you hear it in yours, you have to, at least I've had to set my emotion, my feeling aside for the moment and help those who are grieving and hurting.
Parents, students, and community members gathered at the church. Students who were attending the service shared vivid memories of what happened.
Everything was so sudden. Like it was a time between our couple of our classes, and then it was just a frantic, like a frenzy to get out of the building or lock down for those who were nearby the gunshots.
We started stacking desks and we sat in the corner and we just didn't know what was going on.
As the community rallies around the school, the pastor says prayers and support are needed more than ever.
You have to have hope that good is going to come out of it, and you have to search out that hope.
Some of the students we spoke with say they don't know if they'll ever be able to walk back inside this school. Brian?
No, Kyle, in fact, the sheriff said that he knows those students are hurting. He encouraged them to seek out counseling and making that available to them. Kyle, live in Oxford tonight. Kyle, thank you. The governor went to Oxford this afternoon. She was emotional as she thanked first responders for their quick action that likely saved lives.
My heart goes out to the families. This is an unimaginable tragedy. I hope that we can all rise to the occasion and wrap our arms around the families, the affected children and school personnel in this community. It is an unimaginable tragedy, and I just wanted to be here because I think this is an important moment for us to support one another, to support this community, and I want to thank our first responders again.
President Biden also offering his support to the victims and families. The president in Minnesota today when he learned about what happened.
I was informed after the tour. I learned about a school shooting in Michigan. We learned, as we learned the full details, my heart goes out to the families enduring the unimaginable grief of losing a loved one. But you've got to know that that whole community has to be just in a state of shock right now.
News 8's Dana White will be headed to Oxford overnight. She'll have live updates from the school tomorrow morning, beginning on daybreak from 4:30 until 7.